Some of the most common eye conditions that lead to vision loss, glaucoma, cataracts, macular degeneration, chronic inflammation inside the eye, are treated by conventional medicine with lifelong medications, surgeries, or simply a recommendation to monitor decline. The idea that a widely available compound could address several of these conditions through mechanisms that standard ophthalmology does not use is not something most eye specialists have ever considered. But the evidence behind this approach is not new, and the patient reports attached to it are striking.
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Dr. Mercola has been compiling research on DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide, for over a year, reviewing thousands of studies documenting its therapeutic applications across a remarkable range of conditions. This article focuses on one specific application that has received almost no mainstream attention: DMSO's unusual effectiveness for eye conditions. The compound has documented benefits for uveitis, glaucoma, cataracts, macular degeneration, and macular edema, several of which are considered largely irreversible by conventional standards.
DMSO carries properties that make it particularly well-suited to eye treatment. It penetrates biological membranes more rapidly and completely than almost any other known substance, which means it can reach tissues inside the eye that topical treatments normally cannot access effectively. German ophthalmologists and the broader German DMSO medical community have documented this affinity for ocular tissue extensively. Ophthalmologist Norbert Becquet reported in 1980 that he had treated 200 patients in a single year for macular degeneration, macular edema, and traumatic uveitis using DMSO.
On the inflammatory side, DMSO outperforms pharmaceutical options in head-to-head comparisons. Dr. Mercola cites patient reports and clinical observations showing that DMSO resolves uveitis and iritis, painful inflammatory conditions of the inner eye, more effectively than dexamethasone, a standard corticosteroid treatment. In one documented case, a patient whose iritis repeatedly returned after steroid treatment reported permanent resolution after 2 months of DMSO application. The same patient noted that eye pressure normalized, a significant marker given that elevated intraocular pressure is the primary driver of glaucoma-related vision loss.
The glaucoma evidence is particularly notable. Animal studies have shown that DMSO lowers intraocular pressure directly, and a DMSO-based gel formulation reduced IOP without toxicity in rabbit models. Dr. Mercola describes numerous patient reports in which DMSO rapidly reduced glaucoma pressure pain and allowed patients to discontinue their eye pressure medications. In one widely noted case, a patient who had been unable to read with one eye for over 2 years began to see specific letters and numbers on a screen within 2 months of using pharmaceutical-grade DMSO, describing the experience as something they considered impossible.
Cataracts represent another application where DMSO's properties are directly relevant. Cataracts form when proteins in the lens lose their normal structure, clump together, and turn opaque, scattering light rather than transmitting it clearly. DMSO has a documented ability to stabilize normal protein folding and to dissolve pathological protein deposits. Dozens of studies demonstrate this mechanism in the context of amyloidosis, a protein misfolding condition, and the same dissolution mechanism applies to the opacified proteins that cause cataracts. This is a property no surgical or pharmaceutical cataract treatment targets at the biochemical root.
DMSO also enhances the penetration of other medications into the eye, which means it can be used to amplify the effectiveness of existing treatments, reducing the concentrations needed and potentially replacing injections with topical application. This drug-potentiating property is particularly relevant for patients who require ongoing pharmaceutical treatment but want to reduce their medication burden.
Dr. Mercola emphasizes that pharmaceutical-grade DMSO, 99.9% purity, is essential for eye application. Industrial or laboratory-grade DMSO contains contaminants that would cause serious damage to ocular tissue. Applied correctly and at appropriate dilution, the compound has a strong safety profile in the research literature. The most common adverse effect is a temporary burning sensation and a garlic-like taste shortly after application, both of which are benign and predictable.
For anyone currently managing glaucoma with daily eye drops, watching a cataract develop with no intervention, or living with recurring eye inflammation that steroids only temporarily suppress, the question Dr. Mercola raises is why this compound has remained outside mainstream ophthalmology despite decades of evidence. Drop a comment and let us know whether you have ever heard of DMSO being used for eye conditions, and whether this is something you would consider exploring with a physician. Thank you for listening to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. See you in the next episode.
Looking for trusted health wisdom you can hold in your hands? Discover the life-changing books of Dr. Mercola at joyhousepublishing.com. These titles bring decades of natural health research into practical steps for better energy, stronger immunity, and clearer thinking. Take charge of your health with guidance rooted in science and experience. Visit joyhousepublishing.com now and claim your bonuses while they are available.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.